Hello, one and all. Come on in. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, one and all. Going to be speaking about how to build your coaching business even when your personal life seems out of control today. As always, I'm just going to do a quick tech check. Make sure I'm showing up live for you guys. Looks good. All right, let me pull that up so I can see your comments. As you're coming in today, drop me a comment. Let me know you're here. Maybe share with me. Let's see, what's a good one? How about this? As you're coming in, drop in a comment. What is the number one most important thing that you want to get done for your coaching business in this last quarter, right? We're in the last quarter of 2021. So before we move into next year, what is the number one most important thing that you want to get done for your coaching business? Drop that in the comments as you're coming in today as a little icebreaker. So as always, group is growing every day, which is so cool to see. My name is Betty Kempa. I'm a business coach for coaches, marketing strategist, LinkedIn expert, IPEC graduate, for those of you familiar with IPEC. I'm a member of the Forbes Coaches Council. I'm the founder of the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy, and my specialty is helping what I call the corporate renegade ditch the 9-to-5 and repackage their genius that is already within them into a six-figure coaching business using my signature methodology, the 5 C's of building a six-figure coaching business. As always, before we get going with today's training, if you'd like additional coaching support with your business, go ahead and check out the link in the copy of this post. So next to this video, there's a link for you to apply for a discovery call with me so I can learn more about your business challenges and goals. You can ask me any questions that you have, and we can see if you're a fit for the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy. All right, so again, as you're coming in today, drop me a comment. What is the number one most important thing you want to get done for your coaching business in this last quarter? I'd love to see some of your goals and cheer you on. Hey, Petra, nail my brand statement and get my comp research done. Yes, and you will do that as well. Love that, Petra. Great. You know, that's the best place for you to focus right now, for sure. All right, so on to today's topic, which is an important one: how to build your coaching business even when your personal life seems out of control. And, you know, I know you guys know this, but sometimes I think it helps to hear. When we build a coaching business, when we build any kind of business, it's not done in a bubble, right? Meaning the world doesn't stop spinning because we've decided we're going to take on a business venture, right? That's just not how it works. That's not the way of the world. I know that, you know, everybody has their own personal struggles, right? Everybody does. Everybody does. And oftentimes what's going on in your personal life may make it seem almost like the personal life feels too out of control or unmanageable, and in order to balance your personal life with building your coaching business, right? So that is very normal, right? I see very few people, clients, coaches who come to me like, yeah, life is perfect. There's nothing going on right now. My schedule is completely cleared for my coaching business. My mental state is completely focused on my coaching business. It's just, that's not normal. The normal is life feels out of whack, life feels out of control, and I'm going to stand up this coaching business. That's the normal, right? So let's just start there. So that's what I want to talk about today, right? How do we build our coaching business even when the personal life feels like it's spinning out of control? So there are a couple key things I want to touch on when it comes to this topic. And of course, if you have any specific questions on this topic as I'm going, drop me a comment and let me know what your questions are, because I want this to be interactive. But the first thing that, you know, is really, really important, above and beyond, you get going with your day, shit's hitting the fan, things feel crazy, right? The foundational piece of this, that it's like, as coaches, I feel like we know this and we tell this to our clients, but then we don't always do it ourselves, me included. I have to remind myself of these things too. And I notice even for myself, when I don't do these things, life feels more unmanageable. And when I do the things I'm about to share with you, life feels like, yeah, bring it on, whatever, I can handle it. So the first thing is, how to reset your brain each morning so that you're in a space to tackle both your business and your personal obligations. How do you reset the brain each morning? Because there are certain things that you want to do before your feet even hit the ground. There are certain things you need to do each day to set the foundation, to reset your brain before your feet ever hit the ground. P.S. I'm speaking to coaches here, so if you have something you do or you should do each day before your feet hit the ground to rewire your brain so that you can tackle the day, drop it in the comments. I want to hear from you guys before I start to kind of go off on my tangent here. What are some of the things you do to rewire your brain to set the foundation before you start each day so that when the personal stuff starts to happen, you're feeling more even keel? Drop it into the comments. I'd love to read some of the things you guys are doing. Kenny, good morning. You've got the best term coming to us here. That's great. Love that. Hey, Eva, thanks for joining us today. All right, so let's get into it. Certain things you want to do before your feet even hit the ground. The first thing, I'm sure you guys have heard it before, you're going to hear it again, is gratitude. This is before feet hit the ground. So this is a list of things you need to do before your feet ever hit the ground. How do we rewire our brains before our feet ever hit the ground each day so that we can tackle all the craziness of the day? The first is a gratitude list. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about here. And drop me a comment if you go over what you're grateful for before your feet hit the ground each morning. Let me know. Give me a hashtag gratitude. So gratitude list. What I want you to do, and if you haven't done this for a while, do it again. Make a list of every single thing in your life that you are grateful for. Make that list. And you may need to, you probably have a list tucked away somewhere, bust it out and update it, right? Because there's probably more things in life, whether it's your health, whether it's your family, whether it's something to do with your business, whatever it is, make a list of everything you're grateful for. And what I'm asking you guys to do is to review that list each morning. Review that list each morning. And if you want to make it even more powerful, read each gratitude out loud. Read each gratitude out loud and really feel it, absorb it, right? Read it out loud. For those of you familiar with positive psychology research, gratitude is strongly and consistently associated with greater happiness. Gratitude helps people feel more positive emotions, embrace good experiences. It improves your health. Importantly, to do with today's topic, anchoring to gratitude before you start your day is going to help you deal with adversity. So again, when stuff gets crazy, you're trying to build your business, the personal life is out of whack, you've already anchored to this, right? So gratitude, you could Google, why is gratitude good for you? Like if you really want convincing, I don't think you guys do because you're coaches, but it's pretty cool to read some of these articles. You can Google, why is gratitude good for you? Now, for those of you who know me, I'm a strategic person. I'm a template, step-by-step strategy, business. I love that stuff. But this is the stuff that without this, the strategy isn't going to do much, right? It may feel like fluff. Oh, yeah, I know I need to look at my gratitudes each morning, but it's actual science. It's actual science. Anchoring to your gratitudes before you start each day is going to set the foundation for you to tackle the challenges that come up in your day, your personal life, and your business more efficiently. You're going to feel grounded. Okay, so I'm just kind of checking back and forth with comments as I go here. Hey, Trisha, thanks for joining us. Eva does meditation, love it. Virginia, meditate and pray, beautiful. Yeah, anchoring to that higher power before we start our day. And that's actually the second thing on my list here is meditation. Meditate, right? And I know some of you have probably heard, and maybe for those of you who meditate, drop into the comments, what are some of the ways you meditate? Do you use an app? Is there something specific you use to meditate? Do you just shut your eyes? For me, I love Headspace, Insight Timer. I love Insight Timer. Honestly, with the meditation, even 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, right? Let's try to give like a time frame for each of these. Maybe 5 minutes to review the gratitude list. And maybe 5 to 10 minutes to meditate. All right, it can even be 5 minutes. I personally enjoy Googling, or I get onto YouTube and I search for guided meditation. So that's the term I search for on YouTube, guided meditation. You can even search for guided meditations related to the topic you want help with, right? So for example, on YouTube, you could search guided meditation confidence, guided meditation serenity, whatever it is, the thing you need help with. I guarantee you, it's like there's an app for that. There's a guided meditation for that, right? Where they'll walk you through exactly that thing you want a little pep in your step with for the day. You could also search for guided meditation visioning. I love meditations that help you do some visioning, where they walk you through, and there's a lot of this on YouTube as well, envisioning the life you are creating with your coaching business, right? Because it's not just, I'm standing up a coaching business. You're creating a whole new life for yourself. And you have to start visioning and seeing yourself in that life before that life ever occurs. So I'm putting meditation or visioning, right? Envision how you want things to look 1 year from now in your life and coaching business. Because the coaching business you're creating is a bridge to get you closer to the life you're trying to create. Whatever that life looks like for you, right? My life has completely changed since leaving my corporate job and going full-time in my coaching business. Life is completely different in the most freaking amazing ways. But I had to anchor to that vision before it could come to fruition, right? So each morning, 5 to 10 minutes, meditate or do some visioning. Plug in your headset, put your eye mask on, keep it nice and dark. I personally will lay in my bed doing it, but I know a lot of people like to sit up so they don't fall back asleep. Okay, so we've got 2 things before your feet hit the ground that's going to help you set the foundation so when the personal life is spinning out of control, you're anchoring down to your foundation. The third thing that's very important when you're building a business is anchoring to your why. Anchor to your why. I want you to create a why list. That why list should compose of, why am I building a coaching business? Building a business is not for the faint of heart. We are a special breed, and it is so freaking important every single day to anchor to why you are putting forth this kind of work. So I want you guys to, you're creating your gratitude list. You're also going to create a why list. Why am I building a coaching business? Why is it important for me to go full-time in building a coaching business? Obviously, yes, we want to replace and surpass your corporate income, but we all know it's much more than that, right? So create a why list. And for everything on your list, this is why I want to build a coaching business. This is why, this is why, this is why. I want you to go deeper. So for example, let's say you have on your why list, why do I want to build a coaching business? I want to be able to support my family. Ask yourself why. Because I love them and supporting them is one of the most important things in my life. Why? Because I want my kids to have access to the best schools, colleges, and give them a great life. Why? Right? You guys see where I'm going with this? For everything you list on your why list, dig deeper. You probably want to dig at least 3 whys deeper. So for everything on your list, why do I want to build a coaching business? Go 3 layers deeper. The deeper you go, the more committed you will be to standing up your 6-figure coaching business. Go as deep as you can with reason number 1, and then go to the next why on your why list and go deeper there. Right? That maybe the next why on your list. Why do I want to build a coaching business? I want to serve my clients. Why? Because I know how they feel. And I don't want anyone else who felt like I did to have to go it alone. Why? Right? Go 3 layers deeper with each why on your list. So action item, create your why list. Why am I doing all this work? Why am I trying to build a coaching business in the midst of everything going on in my life right now? Create that list and you gotta review it each morning. Anchor to that why list. So once you create the list, it'll probably be 5 minutes to review it each morning. So on the side here, I'm kind of trying to give you guys a time frame of how much time to set aside. And then there's one more thing I want you to do before your feet hit the ground, and that's review your schedule for the day. Okay, review your schedule for the day. Don't let life happen to you. Don't fling yourself from one thing to the next. You should know what you're going to accomplish before the day occurs. You should have that probably created the night before, and then you wake up that morning, you're gonna review your list. So we know what we're working with here. That could take up to 10 minutes, right? Because you might need to do a couple tweaks. So review your schedule for the day. I love to ask myself, what are the top 3 things I must get done for the day? And sometimes that's a mix of personal life, 9 to 5, corporate job, family, and coaching business. Sometimes it's a mix. But I like to ask myself, because we all have to-do list a mile long, right? What are the top 3 things I must get done for the day? Again, I like to send my clients a full focus planner. That is what I send my clients. I like that planner because it's holistic. It's holistic. And whatever you use to schedule your life, your corporate 9 to 5 job, your coaching business, your personal life, you should have everything in one place. You really should have a holistic schedule, right? Where you're time blocking everything from the personal stuff to the business to the 9 to 5, right? That's how you fit in time for self-care and personal life, with building a business, with having a family, with going to a 9 to 5 is time blocking, right? So review that schedule each and every morning. All right. So to recap, the first thing I'm covering today on this topic, right, of what to do, I'm talking about how to reset your brain each morning so you are in a space to tackle both your business and your personal obligations. How do you reset that brain each morning? Right? So this is the recap. Review your gratitude list. 5 minutes. Oh, that's weird. Guided meditation. 5 to 10 minutes. right? Anchoring to your why. Anchoring to your why, 5 minutes. And reviewing your schedule for the day, 10 minutes. So what I'm asking you guys to do, so that you're in the right headspace, that no matter what comes your way, you're like, bring it, bring it, bring it. You're batting it off, batting it off. Give yourself 30 minutes, it's about 30 minutes, each morning to set the mental foundation, the energetic foundation, right? Get yourself into the right headspace. Give yourself 30 minutes before your feet hit the ground to review those lists and to do those 4 action items. When you start your day like this and stuff hits the fan in the personal or the business life, you will feel grounded. You will feel anchored. Nothing will shake you. Okay, so that's the first thing I wanted to cover today. Drop me a comment. Let me know which one of these things you're going to add to your dailies before your feet hit the ground here. I'm just checking out my comments here. Eva uses a lot of guided meditations. Love it so much. Eva, where do you get your guided meditations, Eva? Trisha, morning routine, workout. Yes, can't forget the workout. And for those of you who are morning workout people, at least some kind of movement, right? Some kind of movement each day to get the blood pumping. Love that. Trisha, transcendental meditation, beautiful. Yep, gratitude list. And Trisha uses the Calm app. So there's another app for you guys, the Calm app. Virginia uses Insight Timer, beautiful. Love it. So some great ideas here. You guys check out the comments as you're watching this video, because the group is sharing some great thoughts here. Let's talk about how to know when the time is right to actually start a coaching business. When is the time right? Especially if your personal life feels so overwhelming. How do you know if the timing is right? So you guys are probably going to know what I'm going to say. For those of you who are familiar with me and the way my brain works, but how do you know when the time is right? The time to start working on your coaching business is always now. The time to start working on your coaching business is always now. That's the truth. That's the truth. There will never be a perfect time to start working on your coaching business. You will always feel busy. You will always feel busy. Busy in your 9-to-5 or your corporate job, busy with your family, busy with your personal obligations, right? Loved ones are going to have, trials and tribulations, illnesses. There will never be a perfect time to start your coaching business. Okay? That's the truth. The work that you're doing on your coaching business today is going to come to fruition in the next quarter, right? 90 days. The stuff you're doing now is going to blossom in 90 days. It works in cycles like that. So you don't want to wait to start or you're delaying your results, right? It's important that when you think about standing up your coaching business and everything else you got going on in life, please don't make this an all or nothing. Please don't make it all or nothing, right? You can give yourself, I think it feels overwhelming maybe when we think about building a business. It's so huge. It's such a time commitment. Even giving yourself 4 hours a week, carving out 4 hours a week to work on your coaching business, right? And to be honest, what I hear from a lot of you guys is that focusing on your coaching business, even in the midst of personal struggle, can be a wonderful escape. Can be a wonderful escape because you're putting aside all that chaos and saying, I'm going to focus on my passion and serving and standing up a business where I can attract, these clients who need my help, right? You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your future clients who are waiting for you to show up, right? So that is just something I have to put out there. Please don't wait for the perfect time. When this happens, once we get moved, once we get settled, once, this is happening with my kids, there will never be a perfect time. In fact, there's something to be said about every time we want to start a new project, usually that's when things start to get a little chaotic. So don't wait for the perfect time. It doesn't exist. Let's talk about ways to protect your mental state and your peace of mind when you're building your coaching business and you got all this stuff going on around you in your personal life. How do you protect your mental state and your peace of mind? Well, this is part of it, right? Anchoring to these things. You guys, you'll feel like a new person if you commit to doing this every single day, even 5 days a week. So that is, one way that's going to help protect your mental state and your peace of mind. But, for some of you that are going through major upheavals in your personal life, please do not go it alone, right? Of course, get a business coach. When you build a business, you want a business coach, right? To help you build your coaching business. However, I'm talking about personal struggle. If you are going through major upheaval in your personal life, get a psychologist, get a psychiatrist, get a counselor. It is so important to have that mental health support, right? So important to have that mental health support. It will free up some headspace for you to be able to build your coaching business without ruminating on all the things that are really bothering you in your personal life. So don't do this in a bubble. Create your own support squad, right? I can't even go on enough about the magic and wonder of counseling, right? Don't feel like you got to do this alone. I've got numerous clients who focus on burnout. They help burnout. They help women who have Wonder Woman syndrome, where you feel like you got to do it all. Do not do that to yourself. Get support, okay, from every single freaking angle. Mental health support, business support, build your squad. No one's going to build it for you. The other thing is getting your family on board. What do you need from your husband, your wife, your kids, your friends even, your family in order to build your coaching business? What kind of support do you need from the humans who are already in your life? For some of you, maybe it's your partner watching the kids for an hour while you work on your coaching business a couple times a week. But I encourage you to sit the family, don't make it like a passive conversation, right? Like, honey, watch the kids. Like, sit people down, sit your family down and have a conversation and get everybody on board. Get everybody on board with you. Bring them along for the ride so that they understand why building a coaching business is important to you and what support from them would look like. All right. So just checking the comments here as I kind of go along here. Eva, you find your meditations on YouTube. Yep, that's what I do. Trisha, you're going to add your why. Yep. Yeah, Trisha and everyone watching here, anchoring to that why. Why am I building a coaching business? Because it's not easy stuff. It can feel uncomfortable. It can feel overwhelming. But when you anchor to that why each and every morning, that's the stuff that makes everything feel like gravy. Love that. Petra's just starting to dig into the full focus planner. And you see why I like it. Yep, exactly. All right, cool. Let's talk about tips to free up time to work on your business each week, even when the personal life seems like it's taking up all your time, right? So oftentimes the personal life spills into, I'm trying to build a coaching business and the personal life is spilling into it. What do I do, right? So let's talk about some tips to free up time to work on your business, even when the personal life is spilling into it. So I've got 2 tips. The first is doing a time audit, and the second is saying no. Those are my tips. Do a time audit and say no. So let's talk through this. Let's start with talking about a time audit. So and I know Virginia, you'll probably appreciate this, right? This is something that Virginia does with her clients as well. And probably many of you guys do this with your clients. Do it with yourself, right? So time audit for an entire week. I want you to track exactly where you spend your time in both your personal life, your corporate 9 to 5, and then when you get home after work. So I'm talking about a holistic time audit, right? How you spend your time for an entire week. And I'm not talking about, I went to work 9 to 5. What did you do each hour of the day? You know, my analogy here, it's like trying to lose weight. To me, and you know, my significant other is a personal trainer, so I'm always looking at the way his world is similar to mine in business. But with losing weight, there's a major component of losing weight, and that is tracking every single thing you put into your mouth. Has anybody ever gone on a nutrition or a health kick like that, where you work with a health coach or a trainer and they ask you to track every piece of food you put into your mouth? Because that's the only way they can help you, right? It's just science. It's, oh, you got less calories, you know, burning more than you're eating. So building a business is exactly like that. When you feel like, I don't have the time, I didn't have the time to work on my business this week. You got to track every single minute of where you spend your time so we can figure out where to adjust. So what I'm asking you guys to do, I'm challenging you guys to do, is do that for a week. I'm not saying you have to do that for your entire life. Just do it for a week, even a day, right? But I'm challenging you to do it for just 1 week. And then what we're going to do is go back and review the list. You're going to review that list. You're going to ask yourself, where can I cut? Where do you need to say no? Where can I cut? Where do I need to say no? Your goal is to free up at least 4 hours to work on your coaching business. Your goal is to free up at least 4 extra hours to work on your coaching business. Okay, so get that time audit for an entire week or at least a day. Let's talk about step 2, saying no and creating boundaries. I know I oftentimes hear, and I'm sure you guys have too, that no is a complete sentence. No, right? Can feel awkward to just say no to something like that, but you're gonna have to say no to stuff, period. When you're building a coaching business, you cannot continue to operate in your personal life as you did before. Yeah, yes to this, yes to that. Yeah, sure, I'll drive you here, and yeah, I'll volunteer for this, and I'll go here, and I'll stay late doing my 9 to 5, and then right? Like something's got to give. Something's got to give. So you've got to make that decision. You may need to say no more at work, in your 9 to 5 job. You may need to say no more in your personal life. You may need to say no to yourself. Right? There might be certain time wasters that you are doing that you got to give yourself a little wrist slap to yourself and say, okay, instead of watching TV for 3 hours on a Saturday, I'm going to watch TV for 2 hours and give myself an hour for my coaching business, right? So you got to give yourself permission to stop trying to do it all, right? Again, I told you some of my clients are working with their clients on Wonder Woman syndrome. Or for the guys, Superman syndrome. And that's where we feel like we got to do it all. Yes, 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 yes. Stop saying yes to everyone and everything and every new idea that comes along, right? Because we talk about the truth is everything you say yes to means you're saying no to something else. So there's always an opportunity cost. Everything you're saying yes to means you're saying no to something else. Each decision you make to say yes to something, I want you to ask yourself, you're like, yeah, should I do this thing? Should I say yes to this? I want you to ask yourself, will saying yes to this move me closer to my goal of building a coaching business, or will it move me further away? Right? Will it move me closer or further away? For those of you familiar with Marie Forleo, she had kind of a cool way of saying no to obligations instead of just no, because that can feel awkward. And she said, you know, thanks so much for thinking of me. While it's not something I'd like to do at this time, please know how honored I am to be asked, right? So you can say no gracefully, right? You can say no gracefully. But I dare you to say no to at least one thing this week that you would have said yes to out of guilt or obligation. I'm going to dare you to say no to at least one thing this week. And really, instead, end up spending your time building your coaching business. So that's the thing. That's the trade-off. I dare you to say no to something this week and then use that time that you got back working on your coaching business. All right. So those are my tips and tricks for today as far as how to build your coaching business, even when your personal life seems out of control. Please drop me a comment. Let me know what is one thing you will do differently in your life or your coaching business after watching today's training. So please drop that into the comments below. Let's make some commitments to ourselves and each other. What is one thing you will do differently in your life or your coaching business after watching today's training? Okay, drop that into the comments. As always, if you are ready to build your coaching business and hit that six-figure mark, there is a link to book a discovery call in the comments so we can explore whether you'd be a good fit for the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy. I love speaking with you guys and learning more about your coaching business goals and exploring how I can help you achieve them. Link to book a call is in the copy near this video. I'm gonna check my comments here and make sure that I'm up to date with you guys. Okay, cool. Petra says, stick to my scheduled times for conversations. Love that. Yes, sticking to that schedule. Game changer. All right, you guys. So continue to drop in your commitments into the comments. If you're watching a replay, give me a hashtag replay. And I will catch you guys on the flip side next week. Same time, same place.